Hello guys and welcome back. Yes, this is my screen how I save. I'm weird about that. This is Kayla and I'm with Catarina as always, and we are back to my next life as a villainess. And last time a pirate has come into our lives.
Yep.
And shit was going down.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let's jump right in. The pirate smirks, a glint in his eye, and points his gun at us. His eyes flash purple, and it makes me remember what was happening earlier today. The Weiss Pirates. Super. Catarina, super.
白暗の悪魔。
よく知ってるな。まさしく俺が白暗の悪魔。バイス海賊団の首領、シルバだ。
Once again, I have to admit the pirate is hot. Someone had to say it.
Maybe.
分かったら戦利品はおとなしく。できるわけないだろう。
Plant magic. With a grim look on his face, Keith holds his hand out and the dirt spilled over the floor takes the form of a small rope. That's Keith's earth magic. The dirt rope wraps around Silva's body to tie him up, however.
こんなもんで俺は捕まえられねえよ。
Yeah, I mean that's why he did it.
Yeah, I'm kinda hoping for that.
Silva easily rips the dirt rope off.
そんなもんかソルシエの貴族さんよ。うるさい。
Keith used his magic a few more times, but Silva avoided everything. But is he magic resistant?
No, he's just very agile.
Hot. Oh, okay.
No.
Keith's magic skills are very strong. If there were enough dirt here, he could have driven away the pirates with a big dirt golem. However, we are currently on the ship, and the only dirt that's available is the dirt in the doctor's flower pots.
Fun.
ダメか。
Keith staggers, his face is pale, he's breathing heavily, and it's obvious that he's reaching his limits. Oh dear Keith, he was sick! Oh no, he will collapse any minute using his magic this much! I quickly grabbed Keith's arm from behind because even if he says that he got better, he was so sick that he had to skip today's party.
キース、無理しちゃダメよ。ここはおとなしく。
ダメだ。姉さんを守るためにもここは絶対に引けないんだ。
Keith clenches his teeth, and even though he looks sicker than ever, he glares at Silva.
威勢だけはいいな。だが大切なもん守りたいなら引き際ぐらい見極めな。じゃなきゃ本当に失うぜ。
Then, as the tension is at its peak,
シルバー船長、手はず通り乗客の移動を終えました。
who's the random? What?
Giorgio? What are you doing?
What's happening with his shirt? Maybe he
it's,
wanted to also go to the swimming pool.
I think it's Nick Cannon look.
It's the cannon.
Yeah.
Pirate henchman A.
Ah, okay. Where's the pirate henchman D?
そうか。ご苦労だった。
Silva finally puts down his gun, but his weary eyes are still fixed on Keith.
俺は寛大な方だからな。これくらい許してやるさ。
What's with the hot pirate squad?
お前も含めて全員、うちの団の大事な戦利品だ。悪いようにはしねえ。だが今後も暴れるようなら。
Your eye color will change?
Yeah.
でもまあ、
Push him around.
その戦利品のこの先の使い道を考えるのに、健康状態はいいに越したことはない。おいそこの。はい。別に取って食いやしねえよ。お前が戦意だろ。 こいつらの面倒を見とけ。顔色が悪いからな。入り口に見張りを何人か置いておくから、こいつらの面倒を見るのに部屋を出る必要があれば言え。
I need a room. I have a room. Why do I need a room prepared? What is in this room?
I don't know. What else do you know where her room is? So.
He brought her in her room. He knows where it is. Silva frowns for a moment as he stops to look at Keith and the other patient. However, that look is soon gone and he's instead grinning, just like any other pirate would.
どうせ船の上からは逃げられやしねえんだ。おとなしくしといた方が身のためだぜ。
Silva gives Keith a final glance and leaves. Just as the door closes, Keith stumbles and lands on his hands, all the tension likely draining from his body. No, Keith.
キース大丈
Cold sweat collects on his forehead. It's probably because he forced himself to use so much magic, even though he still isn't fully recovered from his seasickness.
夫ほらキース休んで無茶ばっかりするんだから
You did protect her.
Tried.
それは僕のセリフだよ。銃を突きつけられてたっていうのに、あんな無防備に。どれだけ危険な目にあったのか分かってるの？
うんそれを言われると
What does she have? Earth?
I heard a click and felt the cold, hard metal, but since I couldn't really see it, I wasn't aware of the fact that he was pointing a gun at me. Actually, he didn't even seem that serious, so I forgot about it and...
あいつらは海賊だよ。僕らを戦利品だって言っていた。間違ってもいい人なんかじゃないんだからね。分かってる。
いやさすがに私でも分かってるわよ
分かってなさそうだから言ってるんだよ。だいたいあれだけ顔を近づけられてるのに全然気にもしないし。
He recognized her from the kitchen. It seems like Keith doesn't trust me at all. My dignity as his sister is completely gone.
ああ、これはもう使い物にならないな。
Huh? You swap.
Suddenly we hear a very sad voice from behind. When we turn around, the doctor's kneeling down on the ground, looking upset. He's looking at the broken flower pot. There used to be an herb planted in it just minutes ago. I realized that all the flower pots are broken and all the dirt has spilled out. The fuss from earlier ruined everything.
And here comes the gardener, Catarina.
I felt sorry for him, that he was so good. I reached out to pick up the fragments in order to help clean up the mess.
待って、不用意に破片に触れたら怪我するよ。
Well, Keith has a point. Keith tried stopping me, but in that moment, I felt something break the tip of my finger. Catarina, please! I beg of you!
いた
Suddenly, my finger was bleeding.
ああ、もう言ったそばから。それ以上姉さんは触ったらダメだよ。
What should I say?
いやでもキースの方こそ顔色が悪いんだから
とにかく破片には触らないで。
Keith is being stern, and before I can stop him, he walks towards the doctor. However, for some reason, the doctor looks frightened as Keith approaches him. Did something happen? Huh? Keith's face is stiff for a moment. He then smiles before bending down slowly so that he doesn't frighten the doctor.
こちらの片付けは僕がやっておきます。その間に姉の手当てをお願いできますか。
Because of the magic? Strange.
わかりました。
The doctor takes a look at the small cut and gives me a disinfectant and a bandage. Keith looks at the doctor and softly holds his hand above the scattered dirt. His His magic gathers the dirt in an instant. Then he puts the dirt and herbs back in the flower pots that still seem usable. The doctor let out a sigh of admiration when he saw that the dirt spilled was gone in an instant.
おお、いやはや魔法というのは便利なものですな。
So he was scared of the magic, I guess.
先ほどはあまりの荒々しさにその年がいもなく萎縮してしまいましたが、こうしてみると大変実用的で実に結構なことです。
I see. He was afraid of magic. Thanks, Catarina, for pointing that out.
We figured out before you.
This kind of reaction isn't common in Sorcerer. However, I'm glad that he isn't afraid anymore. I'm relieved to see his smile. Keith apologizes again after seeing the doctor smile.
あなたの大事なハーブをこのようなことにしてしまい本当に申し訳ありません。
そんな謝っていただくなどどうか頭をお上げください。あれは仕方のなかったことでございます。キース様は我々を守ろうとしてくださったのですから。
守りきれた
His best.
とは言い難いですけど。
え？
いえ、何でも気にしないでください。
I think he did pretty good seeing that Silva didn't take Catarina with him.
Just trying to make a rope out of dirt.
Keith shakes his head and looks at the flower pots filled with herbs. He seems to be pushing himself too much. I can hear waves in the distance. Ugh. I toss and turn in bed again. I lose count of how often that happens. Even with the lights off, I can't sleep. Silva never returned to the infirmary. However, maybe the doctor, nurse, and everyone else still feels nervous. They all seem restless. Of course they are. We are all attacked by pirates. Since I slept through half of it, I don't exactly know what happened when they arrived, but considering the mess, it was quite a fuss. Keith looked so exhausted too, so... Come to think of it, I hope Keith's alright. He looked like he was having a hard time, so... Maybe he was shocked that the doctor was afraid of him. I look over at the bed next to mine where Keith is sleeping, and I see that he looks slightly upset, even with his eyes closed. He didn't look like he was resting. It seemed like he was agonizing over something. Oh, call out.
Call out.
Yeah, we're calling out.
キース、起きてる？
No.
When I call his name, he turns to look at me.
ん？起きてるけど。
Also, he's still awake. I want to ask about earlier, but just as I'm going to open my mouth, I realize something. It's past bedtime, and I can hear the other patients sleeping, so I thought that speaking in a normal tone would wake them, so...
ねえキース、そっちに行ってもいい？
Poor kids.
だってみんなを起こさないようにこっそり話をするには近くで話した方がいいでしょ？
Oh boy.
な、
Devil break
なんだ。
the boy, like.
そういうことか。
The poor shy boy.
じゃあ早速。
ダメだよ。本当にお願いだからもうちょっと危機感っていうのを持ってよ、姉さん。
Cautious? Does he mean I might be scolded by mother again? No.
You will fulfill his wish.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I remember mother telling me that ladies don't make physical contact with their brothers like I do with Keith. Excuse me, what do you mean with physical contact like I do with... What does this sentence even mean?
It means step bro.
Still, it's weird. It's Catarina.
Yeah.
It's Catarina, please. This is not some 18+ stuff.
Yeah.
After reading books like Taking Care of Animals and How to Show Affection Towards Children, I tried washing Keith's back. That's when I got lectured. How taking care of animals? Help me.
What is he, a puppy?
According to her, aristocrats don't initiate much physical contact, not even with family, so no mother would be furious if she would see me. But I can't just whisper from here, it's too far. I'm kind of concerned about Keith. My anxiety prevented me from sleeping since he seems different from usual. As I consider how I should start the conversation, Keith gets up from his bed and sits at the edge of mine.
Wait. Since when does Catarina have anxiety?
それでどうしたの？眠れないの？
Is that the romantic music? He thinks that I'm speaking to him because I can't get any rest. I nodded. I knew that Keith would just tell me that he's fine if I told him that I was worried about him.
そうみたい。さっきぐっすり寝ちゃったからかしら。
そこは海賊が怖くてとかじゃないんだ。
No, she forgot the pirates again already.
Yeah, she's probably hungry.
Look. Oh yeah, there was something.
まさかもう忘れてたの？
Yeah.
いや、そういうわけでは。
It's true that they don't scare me. They speak like other pirates, but the guards were nicer than I thought they would be. They listened whenever we had something to ask of them. I told them that I wanted to go to the restroom, and they kindly took me there and even gave me candy when I said that I was hungry. I forgot that they are our enemies. I mean, I doubt that someone sharing good food with me is bad. Oh, Catarina. Maybe I'm just being this way because I slept through the attack.
あれ？そういえばジオルド様たちってパーティー会場にいるはずよね。大丈夫なのかしら。
They have to
Ah.
deal with Mary.
他の貴族たちは部屋に軟禁してある。だからお前たちもおとなしくしろって言っていたから大丈夫だとは思うけれど。
They are worried about Catarina for sure.
そんなこと言っていたの？
姉さんが寝ていた間にね。だいたい姉さんはあの騒ぎの中でも全然起きないし、そんなに具合が悪かったのかと心配したじゃないか。
ごめんねキース。でも具合はもう平気よ。薬を飲んで寝たからすっかり良くなったみたい。
そういえばさっき何か叫んで飛び起きていたよね。悪い夢でも見たの？
いや、怖い夢とかじゃないんだけど。
Oh, I get it. Keith really resembled his child self earlier. Keith used to make that expression a lot when he was adopted into the Glaze family. It's almost the same expression as when he first showed me his magic. That's what I saw in my dream. Father told me that Keith lost control of his extraordinary strong magic and accidentally injured his brothers. That was why he hesitated when I begged him to show me his magic. Oh. However, Keith granted me my wish and I ended up getting literally blown away. Unfortunately.
That's okay.
After that I was knocked out for a little while, and it shocked Keith. I still feel guilty about the way I hurt him. Maybe Keith remembered about that when the doctor was frightened of his magic. I have to tell him that it's fine, that his magic is amazing, and nothing to be afraid of.
実はさっき子供の頃の夢を見てて。
子供の頃の夢？
ええ、キースが初めて私に土の人形を動かす魔法を見せてくれた時のことよ。実は私、キースが見せてくれるまでろくに魔法なんて見たことがなかったのよね。私が使えるのはただの土ぼこだけだったし。
The mighty earth bomb.
だからすごく興奮したなって思い出していたの。
そっか。
Suddenly Keith looks gloomy. I can tell that he's concerned about his magic. So I keep talking as if I were talking about the good old days.
そういえばあの時は怯えさせちゃってごめんねキース。
怯えさせる？って姉さんが僕。
ほら、あの後部屋から出てこなくなったキースと話したくて私キースの部屋の
Now
扉
that
を
you said it, I
斧
also
で壊して
remember.
無理やり入ったでしょ。
Keith.
I'm coming in.
ああ、 あれはさすがにびっくりしたよ。まさか斧で扉を壊す人がいるなんて思わなかったから。
Oh man.
いやー、キースが引きこもりになるって焦っちゃって。
Back then, Keith took the spare key and never wanted to leave his room. I thought he would become an antisocial playboy, like in the game, fall in love with Maria, and I would get a doom flag, so I broke it down with an X.
あの後お母様にすごく怒られたのよね。そりゃあ扉を壊したのは悪かったと思うけど、アンにも私だったら恐怖で泣き叫びますなんて言われちゃったし。でもキースは私をかばってくれたでしょ。お母様に弁明をしてくれたし、おかげで夕ご飯抜きは免れたのよね。
That's what she forgets the pirates that she had dinner that day when she opened the door with an X. That she remembers.
思えば小さい頃からキースには助けられてばかりね。本当に頼もしい弟ができて嬉しいわ。
弟。
うん、私の自慢の弟よ。いつもありがとう。大好きよキース。私にできることがあったら何でも言ってね。
Brothers.
She said she loves him and tell me whatever you want me to do. Oh man, Keith.
何でもって。姉さん、そんな大切な言葉気軽に言うものじゃないよ。
Keith is just suffering in quietness. He's just suffering by himself, this poor man.
安心して、キースにしか言わないから。
Oh, Keith, I'm sorry.
またそういうことを言う。
Keith sighed and covered his eyes with his hands, but he didn't look gloomy anymore. I could only find the usual Keith. Oh my god, the poor guy is suffering.
The giant gloomy one?
肩もみでも肩たたきでも何でもするから、いつでも言ってちょうだい。
Oh man.
うん。ありがとう、姉さん。姉さんも困ったことがあったらいつでも相談してね。
ありがとうキース。
I feel so relieved that I'm suddenly sleepy. My lids grow heavy as I yawn. Oh, Keith's voice is so calming. It makes me sleepy every time. Wait a second. Why did I even speak to Keith in the first place? I'm sure there was a reason, but the relief is making me sleep now. If I remember correctly, Keith looked very troubled and something was bothering him, and so I couldn't help but talk to him and...
キース、私はずっとそばにいるわ。怖い夢を見たら起こしてあげる。
She's a sleepy girl. Oh no, I can't keep my eyes open any longer. I'll just tell him the rest tomorrow. You forget it anyways. And just like that, I'm off to Dreamland. Poor Keith, oh it's you then.
姉さん、寝たの？
Nap, nap, nap.
仕方ないな。
I can't help but smile at her. She said that she couldn't sleep, but she fell asleep as soon as she did what she wanted. But precious one, the one who I want to protect. She always bring her regular self. We don't know what will happen next, and she is sleeping just like usual, even though we are in the middle of a pirate attack.
でも姉さんがあんなことを言うなんて僕のことを心配してくれたんだろうな。
Sister's always standing beside me, beside me before I even notice whatever I feel sad. She never really seek out to comfort me as much as she does it on instinct. Somehow she always says what I needed to hear. She does what she feels, so I know what she's saying comes from the heart.
姉さんのそんなところが好きなんだけどね。
Knowing that a person means they say tells you a lot about the personality, and we are all attached to that.
Attracted.
Attracted to that. Yeah. I want to protect her. Her direct personality, her smile, at all costs. And doing so means that I can't just let the pirates capture us.
姉さん、僕が姉さんを守るから。
I wanted to do it since I was a child. I made up my mind a long time ago. It was when she told me that she would stay by my side. I was always alone until I was adopted into the class family. Oldest memory is of my real mother telling me to shut up and stay in the dim room all by myself. I obeyed her and comforted myself. My real mother despised me. If I made the slightest fuss, she would hit me or force me to skip meals. So I quietly stayed in the corner of my room. After that, I was adopted into the family of a person who said they were my father, but I was neglected there too. One day I overheard the servant and found out that my mother, who was my father's mistress, fostered me to him. I was abandoned. Of course, my new family never welcomed me. My father, adopted mother, and half siblings never allowed me to be a part of the family.
愛人の子が近寄るな。愛人の子のくせにそんな言葉遣いで許されると思うのか。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
My father and stepmother neglected me, and my siblings harassed me relentlessly. So I did my best to be polite, eat my meals in my room. However, I was still regularly punched and kicked by my siblings, and they locked me up in the barn. So I always avoided my siblings, but that day it happened.
やめて！
I remembered something bad, and I broke out in a cold sweat. I looked at sister as though I could cling to her. She was sleeping comfortably, with her blanket kicked off. When I see that thing normally looked, I feel relieved. On that day, I lost control of my magic and hurted my siblings. Good. They were throwing rocks at little birds building their nest. I was so irritated by them. And it was then that I accidentally activated my magic. I will never forget that moment. I never forget the smell of blood and my siblings' screams. When they learned that my magic caused the damage, my family began to avoid me. They said they were scared of me. They saw a monster. I couldn't bear seeing the fear in their eyes. So I confined myself to my room even more than before. It was then that the class family said that they would adopt me. They chose me because they had full confidence in my magic.
そこで姉さん、あなたに会ったんだ。
I covered her with the blanket she kicked off and looked at her face. She's sleeping comfortably. To be honest, when I met her, I was scared to have another sibling. My previous one used to harass me, and I did not want to get involved with her. But just look at her.
姉さんはそんな人じゃなかったのに。怯えたりしてバカだな、僕は。
Catarina never tried to harass me. No, it was different, opposite. We spent a lot of time together, and I never had the opportunity to feel lonely.
私たちは兄弟になったのだから、私のことは姉さんと呼んでいいのよ。それから敬語も使わなくていいわ。
The accent voice
Yeah.
just makes me laugh every time.
でもそれは失礼では。もう兄弟だからいいのよ。それに私姉さんと呼ばれるのが夢だったのよ。ぜひ呼んで。
I was overwhelmed by his sister's starry eyes, and so I nodded my head.
うん。
I was finally addressing family. Sister looked so happy to hear those words. She taught me a lot of things as she took me around and introduced me as her brother. I wanted to meet her expectations then. I didn't want her to hate me. That led me making a mistake.
危ない、近づいちゃダメだ、姉さん。
The third doll grew too big, and I lost control of it. It blew Sister away with its arm. It was all because I couldn't control my magic powers, and still went through with it, making a third doll to grant Sister's wish. According to the doctor, she was just knocked out after hitting her head too hard. Fortunately, the injury wasn't fatal. Nevertheless, I was terrified of seeing her again. I never wanted her to get hurt again, and I was afraid that I was a monster with extraordinarily strong magic who might injure her again. That was why I shut myself in the room, but...
キス、ドアの近くにいるようだったら離れてね。
Nani? Sister broke my door down with an axe. No matter the barriers I put up, Sister always finds a way over them, so she can see me.
無理言って使いたくない魔力を使わせて本当にごめんなさい。
Oh, look at them.
Oh. As soon as she entered my room, before doing anything else at all, she apologized to me. I couldn't believe it. All I deserved was being punished.
なんで姉さんが謝るの？悪いのは僕なのに。何言ってるのよ。悪いのは私よ。私がキースに無理を言ったのだから。姉さんは僕が怖くないの？怖いって。強力な魔力を持っているのに、それをコントロールできずに人を傷つけてしまう。姉さんはこんな僕が怖くはないの？魔力がコントロールできないならこれからできるように頑張ればいいじゃない。私と一緒に魔力の訓練をしていきましょう。
So Keith can control it now, and what can you do, Catarina? I just want to summarize it.
Earth bump.
Okay, just a bigger bump,
Oh, it's probably still the same.
probably.
There was kindness in her eye that spoke to me, more than her words did. She didn't seem afraid of me in the slightest. She remained affectionate towards me, even though I hurt her with my magic. Her eyes shed none of the tears of
Fear.
my fear of my former family. Never was I called a monster by her. She remained as kind as ever.
姉さんは僕と一緒にいてくれるの？
Oh.
もちろん。これからもずっと一緒よ。
I didn't want to be lonely. Up until that moment, my days were filled with pain, sorrow, and loneliness. I wanted company. And I thought it was impossible, but she said that she would remain by my side. It was then that I felt a strong desire to stay with her, with Catarina Glass, for as long as possible. A strong desire to protect her.
それなのにちゃんと守れなかったな。
Why did he fail?
I bit my lips in frustration when I remembered my battle against Silva. To protect someone is to guarantee their safety. I wanted to drive all the pirates away. Drive all the pirates away, and protect her. To protect the whole ship, but I couldn't. I can't make excuses about it being ill or about my earth magic being weak on the ship. Well, if there's no dirt. Being unable to protect the person most precious to me anywhere, at any time, I could lose her.
もっと強くならないと。どんな時でも姉さんを守れるように。
破滅フラグ。
どんな夢を見ているんだか。
But don't flex.
The hell? Sometimes my sister's mumbling weird words in her sleep. She doesn't even seem to change when she's dreaming. That makes me smile. I can't help but look into her face. Seeing her so closely, my heart began to ache again because of my feelings for her. I've been concealing them for a long time now.
姉さん、どんどん綺麗になっていくな。それなのに姉さんは全然自覚しなくて。
She seems so defenseless and so unaware of it being marriageable.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, and that always makes me nervous. When she and that pirate came face to face today, she didn't seem one bit frightened. She just so what?
Accident.
No, accident prone. So I can't take my eyes off from her, which is true.
姉さん、僕が守るから。
I put her in a bubble. I draw my face closer to hers and freeze when I notice that sweet scent. Catarina's scent sent my heart racing. Being so close to her arrested me completely. Okay. I softly placed my lips against her cheek, barely enough to call it a kiss. Then I swiftly pulled away. I only kissed her cheek, but I could feel that I was blushing from it.
ジオルド様だったらこれくらいさらっとやってのけるのに。
It's okay to be a shy boy, Keith.
Yeah. Though I can only touch her for a brief moment, as I looked at her while she slept, I suddenly feel jealous of Prince Georgia.
Sure, though.
Georgia. Ah, fuck.
Diogo.
Yeah, George. I wanted to protect her. That's why I've been training my magic. I must have with extraordinary powers. Wasn't she the reason I trained so hard to control my powers? The power that ostracized me.
バイス海賊団船長シルバ白暗の悪魔
Remembering his strength sent a shiver down my spine. I was at lost about what I could do in front of him. It was my first time feeling hopeless against someone else. I don't know if I could ever defeat him myself. I'm not sure if I could even with my friends there. They said that they took over the ship, so I'm certain that the staff controlling the ships are under the strict surveillance.
きっとそんな状況で無計画に反抗すれば船ごと遭難するむやみに動くべきじゃないのは分かってる
But we must do something. Being captured, I can only consider the most likely possibilities. Either they try to ransom us back to our families, or sell us to someone else. At this rate, the future is dark.
姉さんは全くそういうところにまで考えが及んでいないみたいだけど
Shocking.
Yeah. However, I think it's for the best. I don't want her to feel concerned. In any case, I'll find a way to rebel. I'll find a way to beat him.
次はちゃんと守ってみせるからだからまだいらないって言わないで
I know you would never say that. However, I can't help but think it. And I can't help but think that a monster with strong powers can do nothing but protect. But I don't want it to lose that ability. I look at sister sleeping on her bed and shaking my head.
情けないなこんなに気弱になるなんて
Perhaps it's just because I'm still sick. Though I can't help but be surprised that a human can be so timid as a result of illness. The snacks the sister brought from the party venue are scattered all over her bed. I open a wrapped candy and pop it into my mouth. The sweetness sink into my body, just like sister's kindness.
Ah. Alright, then we save here. Ah? Ah? Perfect. Perfect,
Good
chapter
timing.
4. Yeah, perfect. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to save. 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 Okay. Well, that was this episode, guys. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.